Let's go into our Andrew Tate section, though. We got to go Andrew Tate, and I'm gonna bring in our producer Ayush here. You got a bunch of Tate speech for me.
I just collected everything from the Reddit.
Let's take a look, baby. I do feel like he's out of control. This first one is the okay. So first, we're looking at some how Andrew Tate is dominating Google Trends. Holy shit, dude! Look at this. You know what? When Andrew Schultz was talking about it too, July 3rd to 9th. From the 3rd to the 9th, bing, bang, God is great. This is where he should be. He's Mr. Beast. Oh, wow. You did have Mr. Beast. Yeah. And these are Andrew Tate versus... Oh, wait. Compared by sub-region. So in America, Andrew Tate is not quite there. Yes, very good. In America... Yeah. Oh, this is so sad, actually. So basically, in other countries, I think... Yeah, dude. Well, definitely, I'll tell you. Last episode, we did a clip of him talking about how he loves Islam because of how much he thinks they control their women. And I saw that, and I said, this is going to rip. I was thinking, this is going to rip in Saudi Arabia. He gives Saudi Arabia and Qatar a shout-out in that episode. Make sure you go back and watch that episode. It's great. Mr. Beast by region. Wow. Okay, so in U.S., God is great. By the grace of God, God is great. Mr. Beast is still winning. This Mr. Beast versus Andrew Tate, it truly is Jesus versus the devil. It is the most righteous person because Beast is righteous. It's 100% work ethic with that guy. Whereas Tate, there is like an evil in him, right? Like, I mean, sex trafficker, that's satanic shit. That's fucked up shit.
Mr. Beast.
What do people think?
Mr. Beast made his audience through hard work, right? And this Tate and this Andrew Tate is just riding out of like other people's like audiences, right? And he's just he doesn't even have a channel of his own. Yeah.
Come on, he doesn't have a channel?
No. He just goes on like live streams and other people's podcasts and just gets fame from them.
Yeah, true. Civil War is $2. Vibrations are so high, they're coming in through the audio. It's true. We are actually in an ocean of source energy, brothers. So that's okay. Come on in. No, that's a lot better, actually. But no, this is truly a battle of good versus evil. Let's go to the second one. Yeah, this is a clip. Here? This is a clip that you sent me. This guy's is this guy a drop shipper? This guy's like a millionaire. Yeah. This is like a millionaire genius kid. He's like a drop shipper, right?
Yeah. Right now, like he's like into like some kind of exposing videos and everything. So he's just like figuring out who the fake gurus are and like exposing their businesses and all, right? So he went, he deep dived into like the Hustler University and like how much it's making and everything. And then he enrolled into those courses and like those are like really shit, man. Like they are like proper scam.
I know. I went on the website, and last time we talked about this on his website, but I looked at his website a little more because it's hard not to look at him right now. He is very sexy in the game right now, and but I was watching his website, and it is all of the standard scam courses. Like one was copywriting, one is like drop shipping, but then this guy does drop shipping too. No, this Mr. Biahiza. Interesting.
Biahiza.
Dude, crazy that this guy's a scam call out channel. He has 1.12 million subscribers.
Yeah.
This guy's basically like another Steven. Like he's like another Steven Coffeezilla. Like how old is he? He's like 20 or something.
Yeah, he's like 21 or 22 max. Right. He started off from like informatic like tutorial videos, like how to do drop shipping and all, and how to like get into side hustles and everything. And now he's switching off to like these kind of like scam videos, right?
So this guy has his own drop shipping course himself. It's $294. Wow. Okay, we got to almost review him now. So let's watch him doing Tate, and then we almost got to review him because I don't know. Drop shipping to me is one of those red flags of like, it's an internet get rich quick scheme, and this guy's selling his for $300.
I made a video about Andrew Tate a couple weeks ago. If you haven't heard of him, honestly, I respect you. Probably means you don't have a social media addiction and have a reasonable screen time. But he's a guy that's been going viral recently for acting up online. My previous video kind of gets into who he is.
I always park in disabled bays.
I'm too smart to read.
Now this video is going to be a slightly deeper look.
He has a rap video?
Too smart. Yeah.
Wow. He has a rap video. We got to watch that.
Into his scheme, and I want to respond to some of the comments that people left on the previous video, as well as his personal response to my previous video, because I guess he gave it a watch. Hopefully he watched it in his...
The only water I drink is sparkling.
First off, we have to salute Captain Obvious. My previous video was supposed to be me just attending his Hustlers University program, which is his monthly subscription online business course. But I ended up stumbling on some crazy things about him, so the video was a little more than that. The two main concerns that I brought up were, one, he brags about manipulating a ton of presumably young women into the adult industry so that he can...
Yeah, this is fucked up. I
So-
mean, this is where he's a real pimp, dude. This is where America, this is where this whole masculine thing, this is how it's going to backfire. I feel like it's kind of like Donald Trump. He is like Donald Trump in politics, because all these Republicans, they talk about how like we're tough and we're not afraid of cancel culture and we go all the way and we're going to rip. And then he just comes in and he's like a pervert. Like he's not a pervert, but like, he's like, you know, it's a lot.
just says-
I feel like people are embarrassed about him. You know what I mean? Like he lies and shit like that too. And then
Yeah,
this
he-
guy,
he-
Tate, I think, is like, oh yeah, masculine. Yeah, we want to celebrate masculine, whatever. And then he's like, let me just go all the way with it.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like this alpha male who hides behind like some kind of motivation shield, right? He's like, I just like teach motivation and everything, but actually he's just like saying things that are just crazy enough to get him to the hype, right?
Yeah. He's saying the crazy shit. I mean, it is like a cult. This is like a cult review, actually, because he is like, you know, the cult and the scam, they rely on, like, I guess the cult leader is like the con man.
Yeah.
And the con man, I always have to remind myself, the con in con man stands for confidence. So if you just have extreme confidence, you make anything work, you rip and dip, and God is great. Yeah, no, that's the guy rips.
A few
That's
months back, his like Hustlers University has like 50,000 people like signed up for this course, right? $50 a month. That's like 2.5 million right there per month.
Per month?
So like, yeah, per month, bro.
Wait,
2.5 million.
50,000?
Yeah, and this was before the hype that he got, right? Like a month or two ago.
Hold on, $50 a month times 50,000 equals 25 million. No, 2.5 million. Yeah, 2.5 million. Whoo, per month.
Exactly.
That's good
Per
money.
month. And
Man, that's the problem, is that they almost expose the system a little bit. That like, you know, this is what
like he has built like a cult-like structure where
Yeah, no, the cult structure is there.
say.
And I think once you get in, like, here's the thing, $50 a month, that's for just online shit. Like, when you go in, like, all the videos that we saw on his website that were advertising his program, and there's like 50 guys or 20 guys there, those guys must be paying crazy money. Because I know for Dan Pena, that's like $5,000 for the weekend.
profit
And
off of
he
them,
even
verifies them.
offers like some he even offers some like special courses where like you can get to talk to him like by paying like a few $1,000s to get like a 1 hour meeting or anything, right? So like he's scamming people big time.
Yeah. I mean, he came into the manosphere and he basically said, like everyone else in the manosphere is acting like a pimp and acting like an alpha. He did everything though. That's the problem, is that he became a kickboxing champion, which is fucking terrifying. And then he became a pimp, which is equally kind of insane. I mean, was he a pimp? I was telling someone yesterday about it, and they were saying, they described it as like, they were like, it sounds like a WeWork. You remember WeWork, where they rented out the studio spaces or whatever, or like the office spaces? It's like a WeWork for like OnlyFans girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
he
it's
had like a party where like he had like 70 girls in his house, and they were all going crazy and like drinking and stuff, right? He's making his brand like he's some kind of alpha male who get all these girls and everything, right? All these models and all.
Have you ever seen a TV show where you're like you watch a TV show and you're like, there's like a bad guy in one season, you know what I mean? And it's like he's so evil, and then you get to the end of the season, and then they have a bad guy that's like 10 times worse than that guy, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, how did they have another bad guy? Like, oh, the bad guy. It's like in Star Wars, right? You have one bad guy, and then you're like, they're like, oh, this was the Death Star. Like the first Star Wars trilogy was about this Death Star, which is the size of the moon. And then the new series comes out, and they're like, the Death Star, it's like this big, and like beep, 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 like the simulation like just makes it like a little dot, and then there's like, now we have the Mega Star, and it's like taking the whole screen. So you're just like, that's what these guys have to. That's the problem with the alpha male scene, is that you have to always be one upping, and you never like think about all the characters we've seen come through this scene. Like we've seen, like just every year, it just goes to show you, right? We are in Kali Yuga because every year a bigger cycle will come out. There's no end to them, and this is it. This is the next iteration. But that's why I think people like Joe Rogan, because they're the only ones who can call this out effectively. Like, because all these lefty people, they're gonna be like, oh, how could you do this? You're being sexist, and I'm offended. I'm triggered. It's like you gotta fuck with them a little bit. You know, it really is like, and that's why I can see why people join something like Hustlers University, because everyone wants to be an influencer right now. And when you think about like what it takes to be an influencer, it really is like, who doesn't give a fuck? Like it is there does seem to be a little bit of that. Like the thing that always makes you not want to do work or not want to finish something or whatever is there's almost this sense of like, oh, should I say that? Or like, haven't enough people said that already? And should I bother? Who cares? And like this guy, like any stupid thing comes in his head and he just rips it. They're not even all good. Like, and with the extreme confidence, they are like half good. Like that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, he plugs in that motivation side to that, right? That what I'm saying is definitely true if you like compare it with like the motivation stuff, right? He portrays the videos like that, right?
Yeah, dude, and it's getting apparently like right now men are extremely frustrated. It's like now's the time if you wanted to make a cult of a bunch of little incels. Now's the time to do it. Men are fucked apparently. I mean, the culture's going to shit. So this is why people say the Hindu says we could be going into Kali Yuga, and these might be the signs of Kali Yuga.